You submit a proposal, doesn't work out all the time. So, second project though, we have a bit more leeway. We want everybody involved. What does that mean? It means we want a team that's going to be working on the project template, a team that's going to be working on the project content, the proposal content, and we want a team that's going to be in constant communication with the client. Today at 4:30, I'm going to have a meeting with the client. I want a couple of you guys, whoever wants to be like part of it, just to come in, just to be there in the meeting, just to observe how things are done, like, you know, with the client, when there's a client, what sort of things are communicated, what sort of things are talked about. Anybody wants to do that for 30? You want in? Who else? You want in? All right, Harshit and, sorry, some names. Can we write that down, please? So the project is not a major project, but basically we want to create a database that is interactive, that's going to have a dashboard, and that's going to be scalable.
What's your name again? Sorry.
D-U-R.
Can you write?
Thank you.
You know.
So it has to be scalable. It has to have a dashboard where like the client will be able to like work with it and like really have that interaction with that database. And scalable in terms of when my operations are going to grow, I'm going to be able to scale it up. You know what I mean? Anybody here with any data analysis experience?
A little bit of it.
A little bit? Right here? Okay, so already got some people here, like mind you, not a lot of people are here. Well, we've got a lot of people who've got that sort of experience. So it would be good to have you in the meeting too. Well, do you have anything at 4:30?
I will verify it because I think I have prior plans, but I will check if I can use it.
Cool. All right, awesome. Should we write down your name as well? Tentative?
Tentative.
All right, cool.
Renzo.
The name is?
Renzo.
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 Awesome.
Is it possible to sit in just for like 15 minutes?
Sure.
Like this?
Yeah.
Cool. Like you want to come in for 15 minutes?
I do, but I have a meeting at 4:45, so I wasn't sure that.
That's okay. That's okay, no matter. Because the good thing about this project is that the investor is actually here in HULT. So he's going to be very cool with us, like in that sort of matter. So like, we want everybody to be involved in every sort of stage of that project. So anybody has any questions on the project? More things are going to be coming clear, but we don't want to waste too much time on the details. We're going to share the details on the group. But it's basically a database interactive with a dashboard that is scalable. That is it. Details will be given like in due course. So any questions on that? All right. So second one is the event. So did you guys see the event? Did you guys see the poster? What do you guys think? You like it? It's actually a fucking awesome event. This guy is cool as hell, by the way. Like, I had a drink with him, and I just like didn't want to leave him. It was fucking awesome. We spent like hours talking about nonsense. Anyways. Oh shit, there's something wrong there. So it's gonna be on November 28th, 6 to 8. It's gonna be in Yangtze, right there. This time it's all booked. Don't worry about it. All right. It's not gonna be any confusion. So the first thing that I want to do for here is that I want to get a 2-people committee. So by that I mean like we want to make sure that the room is set, the communications are sent, the marketing has been done. You know, I want to do any sort of coordination with Jess, I think is her name, and yeah, and Sheena, that kind of thing. So we need a 2-people committee here. Anybody wants to volunteer with that? Like I'm going to be a part of it too, but then we need 2 more people.
What else goes into that?
So basically, whoever wants to volunteer, we're going to give you the scope, the details of it, what's going to go, like exactly what's going to happen. But then basically preparing the room, making sure that like all the marketing material are out, all the marketing material, for example, are like on the wall, in the screen, everybody knows about it, that kind of thing. And then because it's going to be a workshop, so we'll need a lot of facilitation as well. So not just one person can take care of it, like 3 people, you know, like on different sides of the room, you know, like moving the mic around if we need a mic, for example, or making sure that everybody's on point. So that kind of thing. Like the full details of the scope would be sort of discussed later with the guys who volunteer. We're going to create a WhatsApp group because we're kind of short on time, so we're going to get things a bit quicker like this time, right? The event itself, I don't want to like harp too much about it. Basically, it will be an exclusive event for the members. If you want to invite anybody, you get to invite 1 person. Anybody additional, you need to ask Harshit. He's my boss, so he'll take care of that. Any other questions on the event, you guys? 28, 6 to 8, We will try to bring it online one now, but maybe it would not be possible. We'll try.
What does this guy do?
So this guy is an AI engineer. He used to work for IBM Canada. He just moved in from Canada to States here. He's going to start with Accenture as a management consultant. So the guy's an AI engineer. Like, he has a lot of cool stuff. Like, I don't know if we have time to discuss it, but for example, he created his own AI for Tinder. So basically, he matches up with people and then automatically, they don't know that they're speaking to a bot, but they'll be speaking to a bot. All he has to do is show up for the date. He's so cool like that. It's freaking awesome. I was like, dude, give me that. He's like, no, that's mine, dude. You have to pay for it. Anyways, any other questions on this?
And it's next Tuesday?
It will be next Tuesday. I mean, this is why we're doing everything super quickly. Harshit, we delegated something to you already, if you're okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be, because it's gonna be an exclusive event, one invitation per member. If you want to bring in any additional people, they should ask Harshit.
Yeah. Awesome.
He's a hard ass, by the way, you gotta convince him. So, any other questions on
Are you
this?
serious?
No, we're good. So we're moving on. So we talked about the internal structure in terms of the discussion, like who's going to be a senior consultant, who's going to be a consultant, who's going to be like a technical expert, like a subject matter expert. But the issue is we don't have many people here, so we can't discuss that. But then if you guys have any questions on this, we can try to answer it.
So I can explain you like in brief our idea. Maybe you can like give some feedback about it. We wanna not split, but organize our club in kind of teams, divided by your interests. So if you're interested in like fintech or design or entertainment or whatever, you will be joined with guys like you basically. And we have 3 or 4 leaders of the teams with great background in this field. And they will lead communication, they will lead networking events. Project acquisition is also really linked with this field. So what do you think about team communication and so on?
So basically, the whole idea is, actually the idea was brought up by Hugo.
Yeah.
We've been
But-
trying to get
and then-
projects, and then we've been at the same time trying to get people involved to get these projects. So we thought, how can we do that? Hugo said that whoever is interested in a certain field, they will join up, they will create a team within the HULT Consulting group, and then they will go out there and try to get a project within that field that they like. So for example, Rizu.
Yeah,
Renzo, sorry. So what field interests you?
Fintech specifically, but anything about corporate finance and management consultancy.
Awesome, awesome. Like, so for example, Renzo and like a bunch of people would come in, they will create a group, they'll go out to meetups, they'll try to get in touch with people in the same field and get us a project. What's your motivation for that? Is that the entire club would be working on something that interests you the most, for example. But we'll do that once we have like a bigger crowd here. But for now, this is the idea. Do you have any questions on it? Any inputs?
And if you want to like submit your interest now
We'll be
and start to
creating
build
a
this
sheet for
team
that.
already, you can.
Yeah, so
We'll be
it's gonna be
creating
like,
a Google Doc for that. So
Yeah.
also we'll categorize the Google Doc. We'll create some categories and then you can add on your name. So every category would also have a leader based upon the experience, and then you can communicate internally and reach out to people outside to get some projects.
yeah. So any questions on that? Good? If you guys have any generic questions on the club, any inputs, any comments, any suggestions, please share it. We have a lot of time. We have about 15 minutes.
So it's just a request that I see that the team is structured with leaders quite experienced with them. But then I being a naive person to this management consulting, where I want to get into with the experience I hold in different backgrounds, I would suggest or like say that maybe we should also be included when we go to the meetup so that we
Sure.
see how that is happening
Yeah.
actually and how we just can develop and
Sure.
on that basis be a pioneer to the next one. So
Sure.
Can I double click on it? So
Yeah.
it's kind of our idea. If you're in a team with experienced leader, you go into networking events, to different
Yeah,
events, to
that's
different
what I-
meetups with him or with other guys, and he can like provide some coaching in terms of how to do
Yeah.
networking.
Yeah.
maybe give some advice, maybe motivate you. Okay, hey, why are you staying here? Like, hey man, come on. Like, he's waiting for somebody. You know? Like the easiest way, grab a beer and get on the scene. So it's exactly what it is.
So definitely a good idea. We're already kind of doing it, but then we need to sort of make it a bit more open, like people can see that we're going to this meetup. So may I suggest, I don't know, what would you guys think about it, is that every time we go to a meetup, we put on a group. We're going to this meetup at this time, whoever's interested, show up. And we show up, and do you guys have all like your whole business cards?
Yes.
You have yours,
Yeah.
you don't have yours. It's okay.
You can get
Use
it
LinkedIn.
printed outside as well. It's
Yeah,
completely
you can do
fine.
that, or you can just like use LinkedIn. They're okay with it. Another thing, any other questions on that? No? All right, so I'm gonna use the time to show you guys the proposal that we submitted, just to kind of show you the template that we're gonna be working on. Do you have it? You don't have it? Let me send it to you. Oh, here we go. You guys wanna have a look?
Yeah.
So let's start a slideshow. Here we go. So that's the first slide. Let's keep going. So at first, you're going to start off with the table of contents really quickly, as if you're going to do like a PPT, and then it's going to be an executive summary. The executive summary, basically, we're going to tell them, okay, what do we understand your goals are, and how are we going to help you with these goals, that kind of thing. And then the objective of this engagement is, what sort of scope are we trying to deliver to you? That is done. And then our assets, when it comes to our assets, we're talking about our sort of things that make us unique. So for example, when you're talking about people who have PMP, RMP, PMO certifications, people with SMP and SPP, whatever, support of industry leaders, the most diversity, 11 languages, 50 nations, whatever. So that kind of give us that credential. Because like we haven't done any projects yet, this is how we should sell ourselves. Second one is going to be our project timeline. Basically, how long do we expect this project to be? How long each deliverable is going to be? So like every arrow is like a gateway, where we have to sit down with the client and sort of sell that deliverable. So at first, we're going to create a template, presentation requirements, draft market insight, draft financial projections, and the final study. This is, of course, a project that we did not get, fortunately. It was a pre-feasibility study. Moving on. Moving on is going to be the approach and the deliverables. So like we discussed the timeline. Now we're trying to discuss the details of the timeline. Like what we're going to do at every and each stage of it. So when we talk about kickoff meetings, understanding the strategy and change drivers, creating baseline, creation of the SWOT analysis to understand the market better, to get that market insight, we kind of tell them all these details, and then what sort of deliverables are they expecting, what sort of objectives are there. And then at the end, we kind of tell them, what do we expect from you? We expect full cooperation. We expect you to kind of give us any inputs that you might feel is going to help us deliver a better sort of quality project to you. Moving on. And then we show them our project team. The thing about the project team is that not always like, no, just go back, sorry to that. So it's not always the faces that you see here are the faces that are going to be working on the project. This is another selling tool. Basically, we're going to tell them, these are the guys, and basically, we just use the senior guys with the most experience so that when they see it, they'll be like, oh my God, Jesus, that's pretty awesome. But then when it comes to the actual work, everybody's going to be involved. They don't have to know that, though. So moving on, then we're going to get into the CVs. This is the template that we're going to send you guys, and please make sure you fill them up, because based on that, we're going to give you titles like consultant, senior consultant, security. You're all black, man. Freaking me out. Anyway, so if just stay. Okay, just go back. This is not a very professional picture. This is not a professional picture. Back.
It is really bad professional.
Oh, dude, okay. Just tight, like that kind of picture. If you guys have any professional pictures, it would be awesome. If not, anything that is good enough. So basically, it's gonna be your name, your position. Never mind this. We're gonna, agree on it with you. And academic certificates. What sort of bachelor's degrees you have? What sort of professional sort of degrees you have? Relevant experience. By this, I'm talking like, how many years of experience do you guys have on average? Like, for example, you, the guy with the camera. 4 years. Patrick, 2 years. So it doesn't matter how long of an experience you have. Doesn't matter what you've done. Put it out there. That's okay. Because like all they want to see is that you've had some sort of professional experience, so you're a professional, you know what you do, right? So, and then over here we'll put like a little summary, like a profile summary. So in the past years I've developed myself as a management consulting professional with experience focused on operations, finance, whatever. So this is where you sell yourself. This is where you do all the bullshit. Moving on. Okay, look, back. This is an example of a back picture. You gotta be professional. Don't tell them I said that. Go.
It is an amazing picture.
Come on, my picture was amazing. 10 years ago. Okay, keep going.
It is the
Oh, no.
really nice.
This is like Aaron. Like, if you notice, most of the guys on here are like mostly people with actual consult experience because we're trying to sell it. So like this guy was in Accenture UK. He had a lot of experience. So when they see this, it's going to give us a lot of credibility. Moving on, and then some policies in general. Like when it comes to compensation, we're like, we don't need money. Like we're students. But then if you want to give us money, it's all right. No one has to see it. So moving on, and then at the end we show them the points of contacts. So we're like, if you have any issues, any questions, these guys are available.
You have to change, yeah.
Elliot is him.
And your name is Daniel?
Yeah, that's my name.
I thought your name was Jung Hung, man. What you do, man? So that's it. Basically, the reason why I want to come up with a new template, because this template, we can't use it again. Because it's copyrighted by another company. So we want to have our own template in terms of, can we go back to the, awesome. So in terms of the color scheme, in terms of the design, but in terms of the actual content, we don't have to change anything, but then like, we want to work together to come up with something even better. So I don't know if you guys want to sort of volunteer for this, or like we just want to wait for like a bigger meeting to get that through, right? Maybe we should wait for a bigger meeting for that, but then basically this is what we want to work on after the event. And the other thing, we actually had an idea for the proposal, is that we want to have like a massive workshop, everybody's in, everybody will be working on it for like 2 hours, we'll work on the proposal at the same time. So that within that 2 hours, 1, we get the proposal done really quickly. 2, anybody has any questions, he's here to help you. Go ahead.
And moreover, like proposal is one of starting points of any consultant. Like when you got to the big or small company, usually the first job you're gonna have is to make your CV, like different times for different clients, for different fields and so on. And second is to make proposal or to help somebody make a proposal. And it's really hands-on experience basically, like simulation of real consulting job.
Yeah, that's like the first step for any project. So saying that, I think we are done. You guys have any questions? No? Awesome, we're done.
Thank you very much, everybody.
That was quick. That was awesome, man. If we have like all the meetings like that, it'll be fucking awesome. Just quick.
We're gonna
So,
do it, guys.
We're gonna take a picture of this. We're gonna send it over to you guys. I'm gonna create a WhatsApp group. I'm gonna include you guys so that you'll be like the
Contact.
committee. And the guys who are gonna come in for the meeting, please stay in touch through the group. 4:30, we're gonna meet up with this guy. I don't know if it's gonna be here or anywhere, but I'm gonna like put it on the.
Actually, you have contact with these guys, everybody. Katie, Christine,
I have, yeah.
Yeah,
On
you guys are contacted.
you have contact. Cool.
Don't forget. Better not forget.
Well, you can give it straight to me right now if you want.
We'll do that too.
No, we have you guys on the group, right? We'll stay in touch.
Okay.
Awesome. And thank you. You guys didn't bring any food.